that went through. Good morning, Flyer Nation. Final minute of warm-up here in Albert Lee. Hope you had a good night's sleep. This morning's game features the Flyers against the Waconia Wildcats. Waconia, a small suburb just west of the Twin Cities on Lake Waconia.
Both have about an 85-86 by hockey rating.
Waconia's got an 86, I think.
I think we have an high 85 and a low 86. Something like that.
Flyers are having 82. Last night's loss doesn't help that.
82 by number.
They'll come out and play some solid defense and get a good outbreak, or a good breakout, and get more than 17 shots on net. Got a good chance. Shock the world. Get an upset. Waconia comes in with a loss. They lost to Albert Lee 4-2 yesterday. Face Albert Lee this afternoon. Right there in the Huskers game. What time do the Huskers play? They do their Iowa State's off. They got to bye before playing Kansas next week. And they're finishing up with Oklahoma State. 15 minutes on the clock. Flyers coach by Jason Buzzer. Kent Johnson running the forwards door. Brian Mellon running the D-man door. Casey Kieran in net.
Showing next game November 22nd at Penn State.
So the Huskers are off today. Good, so everybody can watch. We got Noah Hemba on the left, Jake Carlson on the right, Brad Johnson in the center, Cam Mellon and Preble on D. Waconia wins the draw. Gets it to the blue line and chip back out by Preble, touched by Carlson, and back into the Wildcats zone where the Wildcats regroup. You get it into the zone, chip back out. Carlson can't get it to Mellon. Turnover. Mellon and a shot goes wide of the net. But trying to chip it out. At the feet of Preble. That sun's coming through like there's a tiny window. The sun's coming through on that far side. Flyers able to get it out of the zone. Did not. Couldn't control it as it got into Wildcat zone. Wildcats bring it back in. Wildcats high shot over the net. Ribs near side. And towards. Charleston's able to get it out. Charleston gains the zone. Has it taken away, but picked up by Best. Best centering pass, but nobody on that left side. Wildcats into the neutral zone. Good stick in by Charleston as the Wildcats dump it in past the red line. Over to the far corner. Sinclair had a stick on it for a second. Now Sinclair still reaching for it. Buzzle. Now Vest going down to apply some pressure in the corner. A shot turned away by Kern. Bouncing puck to the far side. Wildcats at the face-off circle. Vest applying some pressure, can't get it out of the zone. Still held in by Waconia. Waconia shot wide of the net. Rims to the boards, far side. Vest takes a hit and got it out of the zone. Sinclair finds the pressure. Waconia regroups back in the end zone. Stretch pass, not touched by anybody, not touched by Buzzle. Ice and waved off. Sends it near side to Ricks. Foul going at the hash marks. Waconia from the face-off circle. That one turned away by, I think, Crackmeyer. Out of the far boards. From the hash. Off the glass and out of the zone. And waved off, tipped by Waconia. Rick's applying pressure. At the red line. On the inside corner. Up to the hashes. Munhall trying to hold it in. Loose puck picked up by Munhall. Sends it to the red line. Waconia sends it near side. At the hash mark. Breakout pass. Got it to the blue line where it's Morris. Tried to get it to Roeder. Just past Roeder's stick, and Waconia regroups behind the red line. Waconia fell down. Rick's team got there in time. Good hit by Roeder. Waconia chips it out. It's a foot race. Munhall looks like he's going to win that one. And icing's going to be called.
I thought I was going to have to catch you.
And he shook a little bit on that.
Yo. Hey, man.
So I had the headset on, but no mic. Got to turn them on. Here comes a break. Kern turns that one aside. Another shot and covered by Kern. I don't know if that hit the backside of the net from this angle. Do we have audio now? Waconia with the puck. Dumped down into behind the red line. Up to the hash marks. Tipped out by Johnson and sent back in. No ice, no offsides. Waconia regroups. Down behind the red line. Preble tied up. Got it to Nielsen. Nielsen chipped it up over Carlson. Here comes Waconia. Into the zone. That shot goes wide of the net. Kern's going to try to round it up to himself. Played by Waconia. Centering pass. Whiffs on the shot. That one off of Nielsen's stick and out of play. I had the headset on. I just didn't turn the power on. Waconia wins the draw. That pass made it through to Kern. He plays it off his blocker and sends it near side corner. Battle in the corner. Up to the hash marks. Held in by Waconia. Puck comes out. Waconia regroups in their own zone. And gains entry back into the Flyer zone. Long pass across to the far side. Flyers still looking for their first shot on net. Here comes the Wildcats. Try to get around Crackmeyer. Kern chips that up to himself and gloves it. Here comes the Flyers. Ricks gains entry, chips it down deep. Held in. Now Waconia behind the red line, near side. Got it up to the blue line. Up in the air and out of the zone, and we got a penalty coming up. Going to be on Hibma. That shot through the crease near side at the hash and touched by Ricks, and Wildcats will be on a power play. Noah Hibma goes to the sin bin. You're going to have to pull up game sheet to see what the penalty is. He's not using any hand signals. They're giving Noah a 2 and a 10. That's more acting on Waconia. Roeder's going to go serve the 2. Wildcats win the draw. Down behind the red line. Mellon couldn't send it up the boards, held in by Waconia. Waconia from the center. That sends it back down to the boards, over to the far side at the hash marks. The Wildcats round it up, go to the center. Oh, that comes out of the zone. And Charleston lost his footing racing after it. Long entry pass. Wildcats gain the entry. Now from the corner, that shot stopped by Mellon's skate. Over to the boards. Now from the blue line. Down behind the red line. Treble on the boards. Pass up top, slap shot, wide to the net. Near side face-off circle. Now behind the red line, behind the net, far side. Wildcats walking it around. That pass, near side shot, and a goal. Waconia capitalizes on the power play. Takes an early 1-0 lead. Roeder comes out of the box.
Don't go off score sheet. They're entering it backwards.
Johnson's gonna get down in the corner. Can't get a shot off, and here comes the Wildcats. Wildcats shot again. That one turned to the side by Kern. Big hit by Buzzle. Flyers get it out of the zone, only to be rounded up by the Wildcats. Wildcats enter the zone again. From the near side. Stops. Walks it up to the center. That shot gloved by Kern. 6:25 to go in the first. Flyers still without a shot. Wildcats win the draw, intercepted by Roeder. Roeder gains the zone. Ridden hard into the boards. still loose out in the hash. Now down behind the red line. Penalty coming up on Waconia. And touched up by Waconia. So the Flyers will go on a power play now. It's going to be hooking on Waconia Wildcats. On this power play will be Johnson, Vest, Preble, Munhall, and Crackmeyer. Flyers win the draw. Got it up to Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer from the blue line, walking it towards the center. Dropping it back to Vest. Vest's going to send one low and turn aside by the Wildcats. Vest gets it back up to Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer, that shot turned to the side by one of the defensive men and sent down. Played to the side by Kern. Kern gives it up to Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer from behind the net gets it over to Vest. Vest to Crackmeyer. Offsides on Johnson. That pass just came outside the blue line. Morris replaces Munhall. Munhall moves up to the forward slot. Puck dumped down into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats send it near side. Vest is going to round it up, get it to Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer from the face-off circle. That shot turned to the side by the goalie. Our first shot on net. Held in by Vest. And turned over. Crackmeyer stops the cherry-picking attempt by Waconia. Now Preble into the zone. Preble, long shot, too high over the net. And that should be icing on the Wildcats. Munhall took the draw, got it to Carlson, and taken away by the Wildcats. They dump it back down. That one's too far, and icing. Munhall to take the draw again. He's got Carlson to his right. Taken away by the Wildcats. Off the glass and out of the zone. Morris gonna get it back to Crackmeyer. Lost it at his feet, sends it back to Morris. Morris through the neutral ice. Got through one check from the face-off circle. A little extreme angle shot turned to the side by Waconia. Waconia throws it out all the way down for icing. On Morris's?
Look like defense got it out front.
I thought the goalie got it with his belly and it bounced out. They didn't put it up on the boards either, so must not have got through. Preble rounds up the puck. Waconia full strength. Preble lost the puck. Let's get the action on that side down here. Down on the corner, Waconia walks it out. That shot turned to the side by Kern and covered. Best to take the draw. And Played to the side by the Wildcats. Wildcats hold it in at the blue line, send it down to the red line, where it's Crackmeyer. Up the boards to Charleston. Got past both of the players. That one low, turned to the side by Kern. Now at the hash marks. Can't get it out of the zone. Held in by the Wildcats. That shot turned to the side by Kern. And picked up by Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer dumps it out. All the way down. Icing waved off. Now Mellon from center ice. Got it into the Wildcat zone. Only to be recovered by the Wildcats. Outlet pass, too strong. Chipped off the boards by Buzzle. Wildcats regroup in neutral ice. Munhall comes in. Wildcats dump it down into the zone. And it's Mellon. Got it up to the blue line where the Wildcats rip a shot, and Kern's going to block that one. Another shot turned to the side by their own player. That one doesn't get through. Another attempt, now wide open and can't get a shot off. Up to the blue line. Wildcats, they're going to send that one in. Kern turned that to the side by a stick. Another shot and turned aside by Kern. And they're going to wind up, take another shot. Played off of the glove, rebound, and a goal. Five shots on that possession. Didn't clear it out, which led to that goal. Now Wildcats leading 2-0 with the puck. Another shot, that one wide of the net. Kern's gloved that. Held in, that shot deflected wide. Now it's center ice, Kern covers that one. Waconia wins another draw. And that one too hot for Waconia to handle as it goes down. Played by their own goalie. Long outlet pass, Waconia through the center ice. On the far side, stops, regroups, centering pass. Played over to the side by the hash. Now he's walked through the face-off circle. That shot turned to the side by Johnson. Still at the hash, just under 20 seconds left from the blue line. Gloved down by Johnson. That shot. Extreme angle, rebound shot, and played up out of the net. Vest will take the draw with just 6 seconds left. Flyers win a draw. And that's going to do it for the first period. So first period stats, 1 shot on net with 16 shots by Waconia. 16 shots, 2 goals. 18 draws, and the Flyers won 7, so just under 50% on the draws. 3 blocks, 3 hits, and 1 power play, where our 1 shot came on. Took 6 attempts, though. Only 1 got through to the goalie. We'll be going right to left now on your radio dial. "15 minutes on the board in the second period. Johnson, Munhall, and Carlson. Turnover. Johnson just chips it too far to ahead of himself, and he can't get to it. Tied up at the red line, up to the hash, and Waconia comes away with it. Carlson breaks up that pass from neutral ice. Got it in, but Waconia recovers it. Wildcats outlet pass. Initially touched by Mellon, and then chipped ahead too far by Waconia, and it's icing. All the way back down to the Waconia zone. Johnson to take the draw. Wins it back, held in by Preble. And now out by the Wildcats as the Wildcats enter the zone. Down behind the red line. Wildcats up to the point from the blue line. That shot got through. Turned to the side. Now centering pass, back door. That one wide to the net. Chipped out of the zone. Wildcats chase it down, recover. Regroup through neutral ice and gain the zone again. From the face-off circle, gloved by Kern. It'll be Vest to take the draw. And won by Waconia. Wildcats from the blue line. That shot got through to Kern, and he covers that one up. And a whistle. Vest to take the draw again. Waconia wins the draw from the blue line corner. Sends it towards the net. It was touched by Kern. We got a whistle coming up. Charleston going to be called for roughing. Himba's 10 should be up, shouldn't it? What time does Hibma come out?
Well, they have it listed as Roder.
Well, Roder served the 2.
52.
So I think the next stoppage, Hibma should be coming out. Kern turns that to the side. Picked up by Munhall. got it out of the zone. Waconia's got to recover it. Munhall's applying some pressure. Waconia long pass goes through the zone. And icing. From the Waconia zone. Won by the Wildcats. As they skate through the zone from the face-off circle, they're going to walk it all the way in. Turn to the side by Kern. Crackmeyer got it to the hashes. Recovered by the Wildcats. Now to the far boards. Walks it in. Face-off circle. That shot, I think, went off of Crackmeyer. Now, still at the face-off circle. Turn to the near side. From the center ice. That one played by Kern and covered. Hibma should be out. Nice turnover by Johnson. Johnson dumps it into the zone. .45 seconds remaining on this power play for Waconia. Tied up at the hash. Looking. Behind the red line, up to the face-off circle. Cross ice pass, couldn't be controlled by Waconia. They get the puck back up to the blue line from the point. That shot wide of the net and covered by, nope, it's still loose. Now Kern covers it. Hibma comes out of the sin bin. Ladd Johnson to take the draw. That shot got through to Kern and he gloves it. Nice block by Hibma. Still controlled. Flyers at full strength. That shot got through to Kern. He couldn't glove it completely as it bounced up over the net. Now behind the red line. Wildcats circling. Mellon misses on his hit. Up to the point. From the point, that shot blocked before it got to Kern. Wildcats still circling around. Drop pass. Up to the point. From the top. Nice block by Hibma as Charleston comes away with it. Charleston gains the zone. Drop pass. Tried to get it to Hibma. Hibma's going to launch it up behind the red line. Wholesale line change. Crackmeyer trying to get it in deep. Stopped by the Wildcats. Now Carlson tried to get it to Roeder. Walks that one through. Bodied by Kern and a whistle. What's that? Yeah. Flyers pulled down. There's a penalty coming up on Waconia. Kern is racing off. Carlson gets it into the zone and touched by Waconia. They keep the play going. Now it's touched. Flyers will be on the power play. Wildcats called for cross-checking. This power play has Preble, Johnson, Vest, Morris, and Crackmeyer. Waconia wins the draw, sends it to the near side, where it's Preble, got it to Morris. Morris couldn't keep it in. Flyers have to regroup. Vest gains entry, sends it down behind the red line. Sent back up to the boards, too far for Morris to handle. Kern stops that for Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer rubbed off. And got a hooking coming up on Waconia. Ref had his hand up but forgot to blow the whistle. So it'll be 5-on-3 for the next minute 22. Munhall comes out, extra shooter. Crackmeyer, Munhall on the top. Yeah, they put the penalty on the wrong side there. Yeah. Take a look at the error on the board here. Let's work on the clock. Now they put them both on the Fremont side. It's early for everybody here. Well, they got them on the wrong side. They have them on the Fremont side, but they have them both up. The board has us currently outshot 27-1. And I think you have 26-1. So, pretty close. Close enough for government work.
Yeah, they're almost right.
They're not as good as us. It's hard to be held to our standard, isn't it?
It's tough.
All right, a minute. Should be minute 22, but they gave them an extra couple seconds here for 5-on-3. That shot stopped by Preble. Another penalty coming up. That shot out in front and covered. Hooking on Waconia. They're running out of players here. I know. This is going to be hard. Well, they could put it under their side. I'm shaking enough.
Commercial timeout, you know.
Had a cup of coffee and a half a can of Monster. I'm shaking enough.
God, you're almost a truck driver.
And I missed my mouth. You know, I work with a lot of truck drivers. Not work with them. Waconia coach isn't happy with any of that. Oh, I had the clock run the whole time. Anyway, it's 9:09. I'll fix the clock here next stoppage. Oh, Munhall falls down. We had 30 minutes to work up a play, and
Steel must have frozen the ice.
all right, let's reset the clock here. 8:56 to go in the second. And on the power play, we have 55 seconds of 5-on-3. Still can't get the clock right. A shot and a save. Let's get the clock right now. First shot of the period comes with 8:40 to go. Let's go. Crackmeyer with the puck. Tried to send it long side and intercepted by Waconia. Waconia 5-on-3. And control the puck all the way down into their own zone. Johnson brings it in. 5-on-3, we should be getting some shots. Preble falls down, a shot. That one turns side. Cleared out. That should be icing. So one of the 3 penalties is over for Waconia. Another shot, turn to the side, shot right back into his belly. So we got 2 shots there. Let's put a minute 54 up on the power play. So that's how long we will have of at least 5-on-4. Waconia chips it out. 10 seconds left on 5-on-3. A breakaway and a goal. Slid that under Kern's left leg. Had good positioning. Just didn't have the leg all the way down as they slid it under. How do you give up a breakaway on a 5-on-3? Yeah. All right. Play resumes. Vest with the puck. Drops it back to Crackmeyer, who holds it in. Crackmeyer shoots it right at the feet of the Wildcat defender. Wildcats now 5-on-4. Gain the zone. He caught it before it got to the crease. Morris with the puck. Centering pass goes through the crease over to the far side. Chipped out of the zone by Waconia. He's going to win that race to the puck. Sends it on to Kern, who plays that aside. Now Morris takes a shot right off the legs of the Wildcat. And Wildcats able to settle down the puck, gain the zone, a 2-on-2, send it near side, walks it, shoots, and turned aside by Kern. Long outlet pass. Really late whistle for the offsides. Yours. Couple seconds left on this power play. Bouncing puck, controlled finally by the Flyers. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Waconia sends it near side. Preble loses his footing. Johnson can't get it out. Played towards Kern, and he's just going to cover that one for a whistle. That was wide. They gave him a shot on that, but it was wide. Waconia wins the draw. That shot wide of the net. Ricks tried to get it out of the zone, held in at the blue line. That shot wide of the net, but gloved by Kern. Yeah, if they throw it on Kern, they're calling it a shot.
That's what I said. They're no. And then the one that floated all the way down and he had to stop. They didn't give him credit.
Wildcats win the draw at the face-off circle. Hash marks, centering pass, bouncing through to the far side, up to the blue line, back to the hash marks. Shot turned to the side by Crackmeyer. Here comes Carlson. Carlson boarded. Crackmeyer tripped up, no call. I mean, he took his feet out. Textbook trip. Nice move by Crackmeyer. Too far out of reach of Carlson. That one was tipped by Waconia and an icing. Oh, there's a post there I got. Yeah, that's what happened. Morris centering pass right to the Waconia stick. Good back check by Morris. Intercepted that stretch pass by the Wildcats. Wildcats enter the zone from the point, taken away by Munhall. Munhall tried to get it off the glass, but there's no glass there on the bench. Waconia with the puck. Up to the blue line, all alone. Back down behind the red line. Into the corner, lost his footing. Vest's going to pick up the loose puck, send it to the far side. Waconia's at the blue line, holds it in. Now down to the hash. Down to the red line. Drop pass from the blue line. That got through to Kern. Kern plays that with his legs. Vest gets the puck away, and they're going to call Vest. Mason Vest called. No signal. Two and a 10? Checking from behind on Mason Vest. That shot goes wide. Oh, that's offsides. Wildcats win the draw, gain the zone from the point. That shot hits the post, comes near side. Up to the blue line. Now over to the far side, top of the face-off circle. Back up to the blue line from the point. Sends it down face-off circle. That shot bodied by Kern, and it's still loose. Now back up to the point. From the point, that one got through. Kern plays that one near side, and a whistle. Taking both. Mellon and a Waconia guy go in. Coincidental minors. Probably both called for roughing. High stick on Waconia and high stick on Mellon. Yeah, still 5-on-4. Wildcats win the draw from the blue line. Now that shot turned to the side by Kern. Nice block by Charleston. Lad Johnson on a race. He is interfered with. There's the penalty. A lot of times that call doesn't get called, but it is the right call. No, they called hooking. That's should have been interference. That should be 4-on-4 here. 51 seconds. Crackmeyer lost his footing. Taken away by the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to set up a breakout. Get it into the zone. Played to the side by Crackmeyer.
10 seconds on the 4-on-4.
Jake with a hit. Drop pass from the top of the circle. That shot blocked by Kern. Roughly about a minute on a power play for the Flyers. And Waconia controlling the puck like they're on the power play. Up to the point. Held in. Nope, taken out by Waconia now. At the feet of Ricks. That should be icing on the Wildcats. 1 minute remaining in the second period. 27 seconds left on the power play. Johnson taking his 19th draw this period. Flyers win the draw. Ricks has it taken away just before he could make a pass. Now Ricks has it again. Now to Johnson. Johnson has it taken away. Here comes Waconia, another breakaway. All alone, takes a shot, and a goal. Second shorthanded goal of this period. Both breakaways. Waconia full strength. That shot denied by Kern. 20 shots this period for the Wildcats. Roeder grabs the puck. To Ricks. Ricks dumps it in. Down behind the red line. Roeder tried to lay the wood, missed. Here comes the Wildcats. That shot not in time. And a whistle coming up. Roeder's going to get called for slashing. So no cleaning of the ice, just shoveling. Yeah, they called Roeder for slashing at the end. Yeah, the reasoning they said they abandoned the 2-period flooding was since they only have 1 sheet of ice and tried to stay on time. Yeah, the second sheet of ice is being renovated. It's a little behind. They were hoping to have it done by this weekend. It's not. So, second period, 30 draws, 14 wins by the Flyers, 4 shots on net, 20 shots for Waconia, and they got 2 goals on the 20 shots.
They have 2 extra for us and 1 extra for them.
Now we got 2 in the box. Ovest is still serving as 10. Roeder goes in for a slash right at the end of the period. Wildcats win the draw. They dump it in. Wildcats controlling the puck. Into the zone. Little toe drag. Now to center ice from the point. Sends it near side. Walks it in all the way to the face-off circle. That sends a pass that looked like a shot to the far side. Walking it all the way in. Wide open goal. That'll end the Waconia power play. As they go up 5-0. Waconia wins the draw. Icing waved off. Dumped into the zone. Preble double teamed. Waconia comes away with it. Waconia sends a shot, blocked by Kern. There's a textbook breakout. Carlson gonna send it in and covered by the goalie. From the point, a shot, glove save by Waconia. 2 shots this period. Noah Hibma to take the draw. Won by the Wildcats. Near side corner. At the hash mark. Now gain the zone. It's a 3-on-2. Shot blocked by Kern. Rebound blocked by Kern. Now back door and covered 2 shots on that.
2 shots, 9 knocks.
A lot of push and shoving afterwards. Wildcats win the draw at the hash marks. Centering pass at the feet of Ricks. He can't find it. Now chipped out of the zone. Hibma applies some pressure. Near side. Munhall couldn't hold that one in. Played off the boards, back into the Wildcat zone, recovered by the Wildcats. Icing waved off. Now long stretch pass, that's going to be touched. Icing waved off. Sent out of the zone by Morris. Wildcats regroup. Now Wildcats walking it in. Glove shot, or shot, glove saved by Kern.
Glove shot, huh?
Glove shot, yes. Johnson to take the draw. Wins that one back to Crackmeyer. Now it's Charleston applying pressure. He's got Sinclair out there with him. Behind the net comes the Wildcats. Wildcats gain the zone. A 2-on-4. Walks it all the way in. Shot bodied by Kern. Out of Crackmeyer. Sinclair back to Crackmeyer. Out of the zone. Here comes Charleston. Has his stick lifted as he gains entry. Takes a hit into the boards. Held in by Crackmeyer. Crackmeyer high off the glass into the corner. Charleston can't get there in time. Charleston dumps it down deep for the Flyers to get a line change. Nielsen, Hibma, and Carlson out on the ice. No, it was behind the net. Kern had gloved it and then was going to throw it back out, but since they lost sight of the puck, they whistled it dead. Shot and body saved by Kern. The video board has 45 shots for Waconia. Another shot, turn to the side, and then now a goal. Goal off the rebound. I think we should have a running clock now, trailing by 6. On the 46th shot of the game for Waconia. Turn blocked that one.
Let go of the sticks.
They are running the clock. Crackmeyer's going in. They should have 2 going to the box. We have 2 in the box.
No, I think Vesty gets to come out at 6:44.
Okay, Vesty's still serving as 2 and 10.
Yeah, I think he comes out at 6:44.
There should be 2 in the box for Waconia. 1 for the slash, the other for the rough. They only have 1 in there.
Incidental roughings and a slash, and that's why it's 2 minutes up.
Yeah, they're calling 1 more over on this side. There it is. They did get it right. I mean, why would you want the first game to get over on time? So obviously the second game's not going to start on time. So 7:40, trailing 6-0. It's going to be a running clock once play resumes. Johnson to take the draw. You got Himma, Preble, Mellon, and Morris out there. Wildcats get it out of the zone. Morris drop pass back to center ice. Walks that in, all the way in. And he 5-holes that in. Third shorthanded goal. Up to the point. Waconia sends that off of Hibba. Buzzle's still down on a knee. That's Johnson. I don't know what they're calling. That was offsides. We just need a touchdown and an extra point. We got this. Need TJ Latif out there. Ricks took Crackmeyer out. Walking it in. No shot on that one. From the point, that one gloved by Kern. That second kid came by, not even in the play, and smacks Casey's glove. Shot wide of the net. Hidma to take the draw. He wins it to himself. Off the boards, back to the Wildcats. Covered by Kern. We're under a minute to go with the running clock. Charleston shot high over the net. Waconia coming back down into the zone. Little toe drag. Back door. Fans on the shot. And that's just about it. 3 seconds to go. Charleston toe drag. Rips a shot and a glove save just at the buzzer. Yeah. They have 9 on the board for us. So that does it for this morning's game. Had 4 shots at third period, 17 face-offs, and 9 wins. So we're over 50% that third period on face-offs. 17 shots by Waconia and 3 goals off those 17 shots. The board showed 52 shots. 53 shots taken by Waconia, 7 goals. Well, that'll do it for this morning. We'll be back at, is it 1:30? Actually, I got it on the break graphic here.